Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to another high-level game of StarCraft 2. Today we have Ragnarok in the top right spawning as our red Zerg player with... Who is this spinning around this hatchery? Is that Vorazun maybe? Perhaps it is. Anyway, a Protoss... one of the Protoss characters from the campaign spinning around the hatchery. And in the bottom left we have our good friend Byun playing for Shopify Rebellion as the blue Terran, which is the Rebellion logo right there around that command center. We see a bit of an offbeat opener coming out of Ragnarok, a quick speed rush. Pool first are not necessarily too weird, but seeing a pool first with a very, very quick, what you call this upgrade again? Lord, I forgot the name of it. Metabolic boost, there we go, also known as the Zergling speed. It is kind of odd to see, and we'll have to wait to see what the plan here is exactly for Ragnarok. Does he want to get a bunch of links out to try and cancel a command center? Is that even possible? Maybe he wants to surround the first Reaper. Maybe he wants to throw down, like a... What is SCVC? Okay, saw the hatchery, knows it's a pool first. Maybe just wants to... I actually don't know what the plan is. Like what other options there would be. It's either going to be a link flood or you're really keen on denying scouting at like the 3-minute mark, because that's really the only thing this fast speed can be for. Reaper's going to pop in here. We'll take out... Ooh, almost took out a drone there. Very, very close. Single queen is out. We see the Lynx chase this Reaper away, and Byun jumps down as a result. Byun got the full-on scout here, and that's fantastic to see. So, saw the complete lack of a Roach Warren, knows that there's not going to be any type of push, and throws down a 3rd CC immediately. As a follow-up, we're going to have a single Hellion being built currently. Ooh, Metabolic Boost is about to finish up right now. And perhaps this Reaper is going to be in a little bit of trouble because of it. But perhaps the Reaper can escape to the high ground, and we'll go for another lap around the main base here of Ragnarok. One link will get taken out. Oh! Ragnarok actually pulls down slightly too quick, but Reaper will die eventually. So the Reaper gets the double confirmation, or well, the triple confirmation. Some big confirmation at least of the fact that there is still no Roach War, no Bailing Nest, no shenanigans going on. Just an inefficient opener here for Ragnarok to start with, really. Killing a Reaper is nice, but getting such a quick speed, getting such a fast pool first is obviously not worth it, just a single Reaper kill. Hellion makes its way across the map. We have 2 more Hellions already in production, as well as the second gas. No starport coming out yet, and also no extra barracks. I'm really curious to see what Byun is... Wait, what? What is Byun? What is this depot? This depot is extremely early, especially given the fact that there's no starport yet. At least I don't see it anywhere. Am I going crazy? We're lacking a structure here for Byun. We're just missing something. Perhaps he's faking an attack. I'm not quite sure what this is. Perhaps he's faking a Hellbat all-in? Is that what it is? Building a bunch of Marines here. This fast depot. Very often when Terrans build such a fast depot on the low ground, they want to pretend like they're playing a 2-base opener with very, very fast Banshee. And I actually think it worked. Look at the spore timing here. Wait, does Ragnarok not understand what's going on here? This is a spore timing that would be fantastic for playing against a 2-base type of build. 2-base fast starport. But it's slightly too quick for any type of Banshee play that would show up. It's slightly too fast for a single Liberator, or like a Viking into Liberator. I guess if someone opened up pure Liberator, this would be a good timing, but that's such an uncommon build and can just be stopped by having a lot of queens. So seeing 2 spores go down at this timing definitely is a win as well for Byun, who's got to be feeling pretty good after this early game. Sure. Well, actually, I was going to say there's not that many links out here currently for Ragnarok, but he did build 14 links. There's a couple more on the way already. 4th base hasn't gone down yet. Creep spread honestly isn't fantastic either. I really like this position for Byun so far. Has pretty decent infrastructure. Way faster upgrades than his opponent. 3rd base that's already done. The only thing we're truly lacking at this point is medevacs, and these are going to pop out at some point in the near future. Stim has finished already. Combat Shield could start at any second right now, and I would love for it to start as well, because that would allow him to push with Combat Shield the moment the first 2 medevacs are out. These upgrades are going to be extremely fast as we see Ragnarok popping in towards a quick layer tech, bailing speed before the upgrades, which means that upgrades are going to be delayed, but against the initial push with the double medevacs, most likely there's going to be some type of bailing speed, some type of bailing defense possible with the speed. 8 queens are already out. That is nice to see. That means a queen per hatchery. Ooh, it's kind of sloppy control there with the links. Lots of links going down. I think only a single, 2 Hellions did end up falling. But that's a good trade for Byun for sure. Could perhaps get another free shot in on those links. A little bit of a run by. Not going to get that mule. Mule will get to make one more trip before it expires. Hellions will take out a couple of these tumors. There's plenty of queens here to immediately replace them. Another big link run by is being sent in though right now. And that means that, well, Byun might be scared of sending out the cars with this push. That really is the only thing that might happen because of this. Because let's face it, the Hellions being at home is annoying for Byun to have to do this, but it really isn't the end of the world. It's not a very big deal. He's even going to try and spot any potential run-bys. He's going to find these links. Ooh, Ragnarok, are you controlling this? The answer is no. All of these links are going to fall without any real issue here. 1-1's about to finish up. Bailing speed also about to finish up, though Byun, of course, not aware of that. Is going to pick up all of these Marines, except for 2. 2 Marines get Kerrigan behind. 1-1's about to finish up in a couple of seconds. Has the armory started? Yes, armory's already finished, and 2-2 starts immediately here. What a great start for Byun, who has honestly just done nothing wrong, and just by playing theoretically, well, I want to say perfect, he's managed to establish himself a little bit of a lead. In the upgrades, we see it, the eco is very close as well, not a whole lot of workers for Ragnarok, and in supply overall just ahead as well. So definitely a good position for our good friend Byun, who's currently up 16 supply. The creep threat is getting a little bit out of hand, so I wouldn't mind an aggressive scan here or there. There's nothing staying at home either, which means that a potential bailing run by could be detrimental. The single mine will need to put in a lot of work. We have 2 groups of units on the map, as a single link managed to take out one of the SCVs building the 4th command center. Oh, Byun here on the far right side wanted to cancel a 5th base that isn't there. It's gonna get a pretty decent trade here. These Marines have 1-1, they're in a good position. Lots of links end up dying. That mine gets 2 kills. So now the Banelings probably should start trying to move in at least. A couple of more units here for Byun on that left side. Lots of creep tumors are getting cleaned up as well. As the next mine not quite burrowed yet, Byun. Oi, 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 oi. Gets a stim in, and I think these Banes are going to die. We'll take out 2 mines and a bunch of Marines. So a fine trade for Ragnarok, but no SCVs go down. That means that this 4th command center can fly over, that the SCVs can start transferring over to that 4th base. And once to 2 hits, I think Byun will be setting up for a little bit of a bigger timing. He still has this double drop in the far right side of the map. There are a couple of spores in the main base. The question that I have is that going to be enough here to stop these 2 medevacts? So far the answer seems to be no. We do have some Banelings moving in towards the main base. There's no mines with this drop, which means that pure Marines will need to target down Banelings if they want to stay alive. Here we go, 1 Baneling, 2 Baneling, 3, yep, 3 goes down. Still have 2 Marines standing here, actually tanking 4 Banelings. And well, tanking them, just dying to 4 Banelings. Leaves 2 more behind, thanks to another couple of Baneling shots. These are actually cost-efficient trades right now for Byun. I'm sure he's gonna lose the medevacs, but this could have been a lot worse. Ends up getting a lot of Banelings for his troubles. Still has 1 medevac alive. 2-2 is about to finish up. A lot of creep in the middle of the map has disappeared as well at this point. We see our Korean Terran player pushing out, and this area, if the rocks aren't down, can be difficult for Zerg to engage on. It is a relatively small choke over here. Flanks are possible, but there's no real creep coming from the right side. There's almost no creep coming out of that 5th base location either. And I kind of want to see how Ragnarok is going to be doing this. Down 2 upgrades for another 15 seconds. Banelings are going to connect with a couple of these mines, but these Banelings will not get the hits on the Marines that they need. Ragnarok needs to win 15 more seconds to get the 2-2 upgrades. Perhaps wants to set up a flank as well at this point. While Byun is getting a 5th base going down. Vipers are on the way. Adrenal glands coming in as well. And we have Burrow. I like the Burrow here. Mainly because there's almost no creep on the left side. There's very little creep in the middle. That means that Burrow is less likely to be scanned here on those kind of creepless areas. Like, who puts a random scan out there? You have to be kind of wild in the head to do that. Byun sometimes does play like he's a little wild in the head, but majority of the time he's just a safe and solid player. Majority of the army of Byun is also going to start going back home. And the one thing that we perhaps could criticize him for, if you really wanted to criticize him for something, is his lack of medevacs. He's only on 2 medevacs while having a maxed out army. There's 12 Marauders here, 48 Marines. Don't forget that Marauders actually lose more HP when stimming than Marines do. So, yeah, that is... it costs more medevac energy. So if you have a big Marauder force and you stim every time, ooh, it's going to cost you a lot of energy, which can be bad, of course. You do see Byun pushing in mines. Once again, not split. This is the second or third time this game that these mines kind of just end up dying. You see these two medevacts extremely low already in energy. Will not be capable of healing up this army quite. Gonna need to go up to 8, perhaps even 10 medevacts in order to keep this army with a little bit of sustain on the map. Mine count has dwindled significantly as Ragnarok comes in for another big surround. Adrenal Glands has finished at this point, and that means that a pickup is forced. More command centers are being built right now as we have 4 ghosts in production, but this is actually kind of scary. I think Ragnarok might try and take out a base here. Ooh, potential for a big mine hit, is not quite going to get it. How many banelings do we have? We have plenty of banelings. Blinding Cloud on the planetary, and this planetary is dead. Blinding Cloud on top of all of those marines and marauders as well, and that's also going to end up dying. At the same time, left side base does fall here on the side of Ragnarok, but Ragnarok, oh my god, that was a mine shot from the very far left field there. 12 kills on that mine, all of those banelings most likely. 89 workers against 57. A base for a base and a half, but 27 workers went down on the side of Byun, while only 2 workers went down on the side of Ragnarok, and I think that is the real story here. We get another big hit, decently sized hit, 14 kills on a mine. There's not that much money in the bank right now for Ragnarok. Army supply is in favor of Byun as well. And Byun, once again, is going to have a little bit of a supply lead. Well, a little bit. It's going to have a significant supply lead for another minute or so. 3-3 against 2-2 is definitely what you want. Can we see a stim here? Can we see a stim? We can see. Can we see a pickup at least? Yeah, there we go. Pickup does get used. Creep is not that far out on the map. These 2 Vipers potentially being taken out. No, we'll stay alive for now. No 5th base yet. 4th base just now being retaken, and now we have our 5th command center on the way. Meanwhile, Ragnarok on 6 is outmining his opponent. Byun is struggling to get something going here. What's the ghost count? We're at 8. Of the mine count, we're at 9. We have 1 sensor tower in an absolutely buzzing position, by the way. It's just a great spot. Single mine could cause a little bit of chaos here in the Zerg army. There's a couple more links get taken out. We have a run by being set up. Would not mind seeing a couple of burrowed banelings over here. Or even on that far left side. I would love to see that. Just in this position. You know units are going to come there at some point. Big lift here on the 4th base. Is an orbital command, not a planetary. Never sure if that's nice or bad. Or it feels nice that you can lift it against banelings. But against Zergling run-bys you obviously much rather have a planetary. 23 more Banes on the way, as Byun somehow, some way managed to get a bigger bank here than Ragnarok. Overall trades have been in favor of Byun. Overall mining has been in favor of our good friend Ragnarok. Creep spread not brilliant here for the Zerg. That could cost him. Not having anything in that middle area just means you're going to be struggling for a very, very long time to come. 1, 2 links get taken out there by that mine. We have a, what was that? A couple of Banes actually running in. It is currently 3-3 against 3-3. Can we get a mine shot? Yes, we can on that 1 link. Can we get another mine shot? Kinda. Greater Spire on the way already, so no lurker tech. Just straight going into those actual hive units with the Brood Lords. Or at least that seems to be the plan. Makes some sense, because this is a map that immediately becomes a split map scenario once it's 6 versus 6 base. Six bases for each player means that you kind of enter the late game, or the super late game as we call it, way earlier. There's way less minerals, but way less gas available for you. Makes it difficult for the Zerg also to out-expand your opponent, which means that as long as Byun doesn't completely mess up a fight here, I think it's going to be fine. That's a lot of banelings though. What was that? Oh my god, that was literally 100 banelings? That is so many banelings, and they're rolling in right now. We'll be connecting with the Marauders, but it doesn't matter. There's still 50 left over. Every single medevac is going to get taken out, and I don't think this was necessarily a super cost-efficient trade, despite it looking really good. I actually think this was, money-wise, a slightly better trade for Byun, but this really was the trade that Ragnarok needed. It's going to be up about 50 supply, but this double drop, triple drop I should say, is dealing a lot of damage here on the top side as well. 166 supply against 136. Army supplies are very even right now. That was an insane fight. That was legit 110 banelings, something like that. I don't think I've ever seen this many banelings at the same time go in. Highly... what do you call it? Costly fight. This is the type of fight where if you take it, there needs to be a follow-up. Because if you take a fight like this and it's not cost efficient, you just lost a lot of resources and you got nothing out of it. So the most important thing currently for Ragnarok is to push across the map and go again. He needs to hold down that Baneling key. He needs to build more links. He needs to go in and deny that 6th base for Byun, so that Byun is going to run out of mining. Actually, that's the 5th base for Byun. Left side 6th base isn't there. There's a couple of command centers over here. 2 more morphing into orbitals. So we have this bad boy actually being a good old planetary. A couple extra links are going to end up falling here. Hellbats and a mine shot does the job. Ghost count currently at 6 once again. So we have 23 banelings out. It's Ragnarok setting up for... I'm not quite sure if this is a flank, a run by, an attack. How would you want to call it? I don't know. I don't care. Can you repeat the question? Yeah, this feels like it might have some potential. Not having a sensor tower here is painful. As long as the links go in first, this will be just fine for Ragnarok. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, good control there on the banelings. Means that all of these mules and SCVs are going to go down. Planetary falls as well as a Ragnarok cracks another base. 5th base is being taken on the left side right now, but the worker count has dwindled significantly here for Byun. And Byun might be in a little bit of trouble. Might be, I say. Because it's not over. I'm not even sure if he's behind, really. I mean, supplies are even. Army supply is bigger for Byun. The only thing is that he's been struggling securing a 5th base, and we see that he's just not mining that much money anymore. There's 5 patches over here. There's like no patches in the natural, and there's 1 patch here. So he's literally working off of 6 patches. If he doesn't get a 5th base up and running, this is all he has. At the same time, we see Ragnarok 3.5k, 3.3k, 3.2k mineral income with about 11 to 1200 gas. We need to see another bust though. If this base doesn't end up falling, that would be terrible. It would be awful here for Ragnarok. Ragnarok sends in a bit of a link run by. This orbital command is not being lifted yet. That means that perhaps it is going to end up dying, gets lifted in the final seconds here. Might get the repair now. We saw a burrow. Scan gets used. There's a lot of banelings once again. 66. Where are the Vipers here for the parasitic bomb? There we go. That's number 1. No parasitic bomb yet. Can we get one? No, blinding clouds instead. Here comes our first parasitic bomb as the banelings split off from the main army. We'll go for that planetary. Don't take out the SCVs though. That's a little bit of an error here. Or at least I think that is a little bit of an error. Not sure what the Ragnarok thinks about that. I feel like if you can detonate 2 banelings to kill 16, 17 workers, almost always going to be worth it. Even if Byun is slightly oversaturated, as a Terran in this scenario, you never want to be rebuilding units. So if you kill 25 to 30 workers at this point, you're forcing Byun into rebuilding workers, and that'd be terrible. And also just slows down the overall mining. This is not a fight that Byun can take, but perhaps with some good mine targeting. Oh my god, that was pretty darn decent mine targeting actually. A couple of extra snipes. These banelings are going to get taken out as we see them explode. Whew. Ragnarok once again going in. Mines almost non-existent here defensively. We have 1 available. Boom. Going to take out a bunch of these links as we have the Hydras actually attacking the command center right now. Banelings are going to move in, and now a lot of these SCVs are going to get taken down. Imagine if the other 15 also had been taken down. We currently would be at about 22, 23 workers. That would really be a hit to the eco of Byun, or the potential eco that Byun could ever get. Byun once again is moving out on the map, this time with a pretty decent force, I want to say 115 army supply against 92. 10 ghosts, 14 mines. A lot of these mines are on the right side. I can spot 6, 7, almost 8, no, maybe even 9 mines that aren't, no, 10. There's going to be like 1 or 2 mines here in this fight. Despite there being so many mines and it being completely on creep on top of that, actually it means that Ragnarok is going to get a massive dub here on his own side of the map, and perhaps can launch a bit of a counter attack. There's a lot of mules still mining, maybe. Ooh, that's a very big hit there on the mine. 3, oh, very big. 3 links go down. Huge. A couple of ghosts also will fall as a couple of links are absolutely wreaking havoc here in the mineral line of our good friend Byun. Byun with a couple of ghosts, still dealing a lot of damage. Lots of med effects here as well mean that these ghosts will get to survive. It is still 76 army supply against 64 income. Once again, heavily in favor of Ragnarok. 2.8k per minute against the mere 500-600. However, the moment the base lands there, 10, 12 mules drop, that income is going to absolutely rise here for our good friend Byun. And that might be an issue for Ragnarok, who's running out of patches here on the far right side. Who has ran out of patches over here on what I remember being the third base, I think. Or was it the fourth? I can't even recall where the third and fourth were taken. So then all we have left is, what, 4 patches in this area. This one's about to expire as well. We're literally working off like, what, 8, 9 patches or so. With a bunch of, these running rather low. I think I missed a bit of a fight here. I definitely missed a bit of a fight here. My apologies for that. I also missed this mine drop. This game is turning kind of wild. While I was busy counting mineral patches. Oi, oi, oi. I'm not actually sure who's winning right now. It feels like Byun. Like, whenever Terran gets into a position like this, it feels like they win. Because ghosts and mines are so cost efficient. And the mules are so useful as well. Look at that, 4k mineral income per minute right now. That is an infinite amount of marines. Like, you know, like 80 marines per minute. A couple of big snipes. Mines are going to connect. Good pickup there out of Byun, is going to kite back to more mines. And now the mines on this side of the map are actually going to be very useful. I do not quite know whether that EMP ended up hitting. I don't think it did, because we still see full energy here on all of these Vipers. Every single mule, every single SCV is going to get taken out, though. Ragnarok almost outmining his opponent currently. 8 orbitals are still out. He's just mining out. This is a real issue. Units lost heavily in favor of Byun. Byun's never going to get the far left side base. I really believe Ragnarok should take this. Build a hatchery there and start mining from it. There's no way you're going to end up actually breaking this. Given that there's a high ground right next to it. Feels kind of bad, man. Mules are dropping here on the bottom right side as well. 3 more ghosts on the way. Gonna bring the total up to 12. We still have 9 mines too. The problem is just the moment one of these bases is mining, he's literally out mining Ragnarok. And Ragnarok, okay, finally is going to take this far left side base. I think this should have been done like a minute, minute and a half, maybe even 2 or 3 minutes ago. There's been such a heavy focus on this right side. I think he could have gotten away with mining more from there. And that would have been very important. Just for the simple fact that he's been trading terribly. I love the lurker call in this case as well. I think it's a good call, honestly. Also wouldn't mind a couple of liberators. Maybe against Viper Hydra, not the greatest, huh? Here comes a queen. We'll catch this ghost. Marauder's going to get surrounded as well. Another ghost, almost falls, but the mine will give some backup here. We have a couple of SCVs, a couple of mules also mining from that right side, allowing Byun to have slightly more income than his opponent currently. A couple more Hydras being constructed. We have a massive link runway towards the far right side. The thing with the link runways of Ragnarok is that it often feels that it's a distraction to something bigger. But I'm not quite sure what could be bigger. Maybe it's a distraction to Ragnarok actually taking this far left side base. Saying, hey, you either can defend your own base or you can attack mine. I don't actually believe that Byun cares very much, though. It's like, well, it's fun if you take your own base, but I'm trading so much better. Like, by the time I mine out this base, there's no way you mine out here. And I also believe that Byun already mined a little bit from this general area, so I don't know. It just feels like Byun is slowly but surely winning, but then every time they take a fight, Ragnarok ends up with more supply. 1 marine being constructed at a time. Ooh, here come a couple extra links. I'm still curious what the actual orbital count is. We're still at 8. Oh my god! He doesn't have these 2 hotkeys, does he? He forgot about 2 orbital commands in the main base, and I forgot to look at this fight, which apparently once again went in favor of... well, did it go in favor of Byun? I think so. I think he's actually winning the game right now. Even without these 2. Oh my god, that could have been 8 mules right there. GG gets called. Byun wins the game after 25 long minutes. Seismic Spines was about to finish up. I don't quite think that Lurkers could have been the end. And that was really what we were missing here, wasn't it? For our good friend Ragnarok. Was just Brute Lords. And that Greater Spire finish. I remember saying it at some point. It's like, wow, that's a fast Greater Spire. And it makes some sense. I like it. Started the Spire 13 minutes in. Which means that it must have finished at like, what, 16, 15? Yeah, it was finished at this point. Never really managed to make use of it. At some points I wonder if Byun had the money to actually get something going. To get a Thor switch with a bunch of ghosts. I mean, he always had ghosts, but the Thor switch, that could have been very different. I kind of want to go towards that one fight that I missed, huh? It feels like there was something big happening there, and because I didn't see it, I kind of regret not going over it. Maybe somewhere over here. Let's have a quick look. Maybe it was over already at this point. Was this the bad fight? Wasn't a very good fight, that's for sure. Don't think that's the one though. Alright, that's going to be it for me today. Thanks all so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy this. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Thank you so much for watching, and bye bye.